Blessings and welcome to the Ascension Alchemist podcast. It's your host, Reverend Honey Borden, and I am so delighted to be joining you on this evening of Mother's Day. It is a continuation of Mother's Day, and I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. Happy, happy, happy Mother's Day to all of you, you gorgeous mothers, you beautiful mothers. I trust you had an incredible day wherever you were, however way you were. Those of you who got to be with your children today, I truly pray that you had a wonderful time with your children and you got to just be a witness and be present, being with your children. And you allowed yourself to be showered and embraced if they wrote poems for you or wrote cards for you, gave you flowers or presents. You just really allowed yourself to receive it, whether you went out to restaurant or whether they cooked for you or whether you had picnic or you were at a special location like another city and some beautiful plans were made for you. I truly pray that you enjoyed it in every gesture, every minute of it. And for those of you that may have not had plan, you couldn't be with your children, I pray that you got to maybe at least FaceTime, maybe you got to talk to them, maybe you got to share a moment heart to heart on the phone, and you got to just embrace that moment with each other. I also realize that some of you may not have the moment in your life where you are in that relationship with your children. Maybe it's become strange relationship, and I hold you in that prayer that that beautiful relationship is harmonized and is healed with the presence of God Almighty, so you can embrace that mother-child relationship again. And remember, whenever we are experiencing something, sometimes it's really for a season, and sometimes when it goes over, it's truly for a reason, and sometimes our human doesn't quite understand. Which brings me to the next one. If those of you mothers that your beautiful child is in heaven, is with God Almighty, I know without a shadow of doubt, they are shining their radiance and blessings over you closer. They are so close in your heart, inside your heart. And I trust that today you got to just feel them so much closer to you, because the truth is, we are so much more non-physical than the physical. It's like this physical representation of us is only 10%. 90% of us is in the invisible realm anyway. So from there, you can really connect with your beautiful child and spirit side in the heavens much greater. And to you, beautiful stepmoms, God bless you. For you, grandmothers, aunts, friends even that have taken their role of being a mother to a child, God bless you. And really thank you so much. Sometimes in these major hallmark holidays, it's not really easily recognized. And I would like to take the moment in really recognizing you, that you do matter, and you are celebrated in this beautiful celebration. And I also like to bring my attention to those of you that experience pregnancy. However, the pregnancy may have been terminated a little quickly, or you did not get to experience the birth of your child. My heart is with you, and I know God Almighty's heart is surrounding you even greater, supporting you. And one of the things that I learned over 5 years of facilitating QHHT, this may support some of you. I learned that a lot of these souls, when during the time that they were inside the mother's womb, at some point there was a shift in, let's say, soul agreement, and they decided to stay in spirit side and then come back at another time. So maybe this will support you, maybe not, but I just want you to know there's a lot more to what is going on, and may you always keep your faith strong, knowing if you are to bear a child in this life, that God Almighty is the one who is in this place, and God Almighty does hear you, and God Almighty does have a great purpose. So maybe lean on that and allow our hurts to be nurtured and healed by the presence of God Almighty's love, so we can keep our hearts open and continue. So I wanted to open up with all of these for each of you. And of course, mothers of pets, you are so celebrated as well, because there's no separation with when you're a mother. It's the energy of mother that you have said yes to, and it is that beautiful, gorgeous energy that carries this remarkable presence of love that it's not like anything else that ever exists. And today, for me, what really, really matters is that it's a few levels to this that I see it. One is that though this is a hallmark holiday, there is this acknowledgement of mothers, because throughout the year, there's just one day that mothers are really acknowledged. And what mothers do on this planet is incredible. The gift of being able to be a mother and allow within that level of extraordinary love to be stretched out of you and to bring it to this planet. You are part of bringing so much of heaven's love onto this planet. And this is so remarkable, because it is that love that brings the healings to this world. It is that love that allows what's been hurt to be transformed. It is that love that allows forgiveness to take place. It is that love that allows the muscle of mercy to come into this life, this planet, this plane of consciousness. It is that love that allows grace to be experienced. It is that love that allows the pardoned, what needs to be pardoned, and move forward. It's amazing. And we mothers get to experience that and get to allow it in ourselves. So it's like we open that gateway on the inside. We have our children that come in like inside of us through the womb. And that's a stargate that we allow from non-form into form to take place into this planet. Then on top of it, we open our hearts that open to our soul and our spirit, God Almighty. Then we are allowing that inpouring coming in, and our human gets to be so stretched by late nights and lack of sleep and multitasking and being present and taking care of so much while trying to be a mother. I mean, it is just incredible. And I feel a mother recognizes a mother, truly. And as beautiful of a job husbands do, or for example, children do, they can't touch, they can't really capture the essence of it. So I am so much in gratitude to all of you beautiful mothers, because it is the love of you that is healing this world. And those of you mothers, such as me, that has experienced challenges around the love of your own mother, you have had to transmute so much more within yourself, and then be able to stand in the lineage of your mother so that you become a different mother for your children, so you can end that generation way that has been operated to turn it around, make it a generational blessing. And that's remarkable. That way, your children, your great grandchildren, and their children, they're not going to experience what you did. Like, this is amazing as well. And I know some of you really resonate with what I'm saying with this part, because it takes mad courage, mad resiliency, mad responsibility, mad level of just boldness and strength to not judge your own mother after perhaps judging her so much, and then coming to this place where you have forgiven and you're on the other side and you can just accept that your mother really did the best she could with what she had. So that was just the best she could offer, although her best may have not been completely suitable for you, but she really did her best, so your heart can be lighthearted again. And then you can give yourself to see through the lens of that lens of beauty that doesn't judge, is acceptance, and recognize it is giving you the opportunity to be a complete different mother to maybe your niece and nephews, that mother energy, if you don't have children, or maybe to other children, you bring that out in a very different way. The key is none of it is by accident, because we are allowing ourselves to bring the best forward, and that which was not best to transfer it and transmute it within ourselves so we can bring the best forward. Having said that, I wonder what you did today. I really want to hear. And how was your day? I would love for you to share that with me. So for me, let me tell you what happened. So last night, Michael and I went to dinner with a beautiful couple, dear friends, Angela and Matt, who we're becoming better friends with and getting to know. We came to bed and we were activated, and Michael's side of his rib has been hurting. So he woke up middle of the night and he couldn't fall asleep. So I noticed he was up. That was like around 2 a.m. And I'm usually up around 3:30, 4 anyway, but 2 a.m. is a little too early. So one of the things that we do sometimes we wake up like if it's that early and our minds has been running and we haven't been able to get sleep, especially if it's like body ache or something, then we remind each other to talk to God so we can settle our mind back, and that way that's not disturbing us, because there's a lot of let's say forces waiting middle of the night to tap into our thoughts, especially to our soul, to drag our soul down. If you allow it, like, have you ever noticed, like, if you give yourself attention to this one thought that's a slightly negative, then the next thought is more intense in negativity, the one after is even more intense, and then suddenly you're spiraling. So to stop that, it's so important. I learned to just immediately be in a communication with God Almighty and put an end to that. So I was reminding that with Michael, and we were able to just talk things through and see what was in his field. And after that, I just couldn't fall asleep. So this morning, my sons were picking me up, and this was a very different Mother's Day for me, because I'm usually, for like years, I plan everything, organize, prepare everything. And this year I just didn't. I didn't do it for my birthday. I didn't do it this year. So my sons were picking me up, and Michael was leaving really early to go pick up his mom to go see the Michael movie as well as have brunch. So I woke up exhausted because I hardly even went back to sleep. So as my sons picked me up, and we went to this restaurant. It was just so chaotic and busy, and they put us in a different section, and it wasn't actually really nice. I really enjoy my exquisite, beautiful restaurant, very beautiful scenery. The scenery was beautiful, but the food was just not like I really do enjoy high quality food. It wasn't that fantastic. The boys liked it, but we were able to have some good conversation with each other. And I enjoy when we get into these deep conversations. So that was really satisfying, and just holding their hands, walking, and they're big guys. And it was so sweet. After we finished, they wanted to go for a little walk, and they're both like holding my hand. And I felt so honored that they still would want to hold my hand. Like, I just so enjoyed it so much. And and a very, again, it was unusual day for me to spend it this way. But we came back. I just had to sleep, like take a quick nap while Michael was coming, and then going to pick up my mom, going back to my son's house just to have tea so they can spend some time. And it was a full on day for us. And as I was just being very present, I was also very present to these past couple of days all around mother, like the podcast Michael and I did that was released on Thursday, where we asked these deep questions, and how wonderful it was to experience the answers to those deep questions, and be able to have my mother-in-law, Michael's mom, also listen to it and enjoy it so much. I don't know if any of you got to listen to it, and if you were able to answer those deep questions yourself. So today I get to ask a couple of those questions for my sons. For example, what do they believe they inherited from their grandmother, like my mom? What do they believe they inherited from me? And some of these deep questions, and they got to ask a few deep questions from me because they know I really, really enjoy that. So we can have these deep, deep conversations. And that was just so wonderful. That's always really satisfying for me. And today it was really nice seeing my mom, and also seeing like the changes in her. So that's always very interesting when you see your parents are going through changes in life, and maybe their cognitions is in a different place, and maybe their coherence is in a different place. That's always very interesting to be a witness to that, and then what happens on the inside, and recognition of how short life is, and how important it is to embrace the share of love. And I was sharing with my sons, like they were asking what did I believe the true meaning of life was. And I said, I really believe the true meaning of life is to experience the deepest level of love that we're capable of, God's love in our human form. And they're like, they were very interested in what I was sharing. And I said, at the end of your life, you're really going to notice what your attention was more on. Did you experience those really deep, meaningful connections? And was love shared? Was it held back? Were you honest, vulnerable, open with it? So that was a really beautiful conversation that I could have with my sons today as well, which I really, really appreciated. And I felt that was also part of, like, again, Mother's Day celebration for me. And going back to what Michael and I shared on Thursday, I don't know if you got to also get a chance to see the bonus episode. It looks like we had a lot of downloads, so a lot of you maybe listened to it, where these beautiful ladies, Laurel, Cynthia, Natasha, and Sophia, that are female podcasters, joined with me so we can do this gifting of this bonus episode to mothers. And that really, really lifted my heart. As this group activity, we can come together and really gift to mothers, because I truly believe mothers don't receive the gift of acknowledgement enough. So however way And some of you know me personally for years and years and years. I've worked with women, running women's circles. I'm working with a lot of women and retreats for women, and a lot around mothers, because I truly believe motherhood sometimes is a very lonely walk, and it's another mother that understands like the things we deal with behind the doors, those conversations we have on the inside where we're scared and we're vulnerable and we're sad, but we also have to just give ourselves the permission to put on this strong armor and suit to for the love of our children to continue, and there's it's multi-layered what we go through. So I love mothers. I love the role of woman on this planet. So that was a very special episode that I put out, and I'll be doing another one around menopause coming up, so stay tuned for that one. Really looking forward to that. So my heart these past few days has been really lighthearted and just so joyous or this celebration of mothers. It just means a lot to me. And today I had so many different messages that was shared wishing me this beautiful Mother's Day blessing. And I just really received it. And I sent messages to several people I haven't talked to in a very long time, because I just wanted them to know that I acknowledged them being a wonderful mother. And I got some amazing responses that they were so shocked I thought of them. And how beautiful is that when you haven't talked to somebody in a long time, you just send them a message on a day like this and just uplifts them. Maybe that's something you can do, even though you're going to listen to this podcast like it's the day after, because it's being released on Monday. It's never late, because it's still going to bring a lot of smile and spark into a woman's heart. And today, what was very, very special for me was when I woke up, Michael had this beautiful card and flower at the table, so I got to see it. And it was the first time Michael wrote me this magnificent Mother's Day card that was so meaningful to me, because in the 10 years we've been together, he sees me as his wife because we don't share a child. He's a stepdad to my children, but he, it's always this pat the week before, it's always birthday and it's amazing. But when it comes to mother, he just notices his mom. And this was something that used to really hurt me, because for me, I'm like, the most important part of me is being a mother, and it's like you don't acknowledge it. But he wasn't acknowledging. For him, he saw me as a wife. So today, he had written the most beautiful, beautiful letter to me as from the lens of a mother. And that was so touching for me. Like, so touching. I can't even express how grateful I felt. And my heart was, how do I want to say this? Just so ignited in gratitude that I got to experience it, because I always wanted Michael to acknowledge, not that I needed it, but I wanted him to understand how important this is to me, and that he sees it from that lens. So that was also another present. And I found, present, you can give jewelry, you can give watches, you can get all of these material things, which is also very beautiful. But for me, it's like some of these letters, like, oh my gosh, like deep conversations. These are what just nurtures my heart and spirit and soul, and I melt for these moments. So I feel very grateful I got to experience that. And as I get to wrap up tonight, going into an amazing week this week as we go to Florida to clean out our storage, and also get to have a birthday celebration with our friends in Florida. It's going to be amazing. And Michael is going to also record his podcast this week, come out. So then we reach our 75th episode. That's a big milestone. And we are also this week going to reach our 2,500 downloads. So thank you so much, so much, so much, so much to all of you that are continuing listening to our episodes and being a witness to our raw, real conversations and all that we're sharing. And I do want to acknowledge a couple of metrics that I came to learn. So one of our highest listeners is in Singapore. So I want to give so much gratitude to those of you in Singapore that are listening. And Dr. Jerry, if that's you, I want to just give deepest gratitude to you and your staff, because it seems like after America, Singapore is our highest listener. And it's like, wow, that's just amazing. We also have Germany comes next. I'm so grateful to Germany. So I have a great sense that's my brother and my gorgeous sister-in-law and my two nephews, as well as a few friends we have in Germany. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We also have France as the fourth place. That is our highest listener. So thank you so much also for that. I just want to give so much gratitude that you're listening and this is being reached internationally to these like other countries. And it's not just about what we're sharing. I know it's the message behind it. Between the words, there is a message. It's always focused on the presence of God Almighty, because that's our purpose. That's what we're living for. That's what we've given everything to live and to be in service to. And for you to listen to it, we are so, so grateful. And I want to acknowledge one more thing. This past Thursday night, Michael and I were at Emerging Scholars, a fundraiser event that our beautiful dear sister Stephanie Urkelician from the Urkelician family, her company is the Design Tent, hosted it, and Michael and I got to be part in their silent auction with our services. And it was amazing to be able to offer our services, donate them to this beautiful Emerging Scholars program that takes that they put these programs for these children that are very bright. They would only not have this opportunity, but they take these kids and they put them in these programs so that they can be so supported in all kinds of ways and through the private way of learning, where they become true scholars of life. And it is amazing what happens and how far these children go. Because again, if children are put in the right environment, their extraordinary gifts come out. And the kids that are part of this program are amazing. So it was truly an honor to take part in Emerging Scholars. And going into the rest of 2026, we're going to take partnership with a few other organizations so we can gift our beautiful transformational services as a way to support these foundations that are, helping children. And we can just serve our great work with others. So that was a really big celebration as well. So if you haven't checked that out, please check that out as well. And as I leave you, I want to thank you for being present in my life on the other side of this audio and screen that you are watching, whether you're watching it on YouTube or you're hearing it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Amazon Music. I really thank you. My mother's heart, the mother inside of me, sees your own mother's heart, and I embrace you. I embrace the mother that you are. I embrace the mother that you have or you have had, or the mother that you're becoming. It's one of the most incredible gifts in this world. And thank you so much for taking part in that. And if there's any kind of healing that needs to take place in your heart, just remember you can welcome God Almighty into your heart, to lift your heart, so that way your heart is pure in the way you're seeing the mother, another mother, your own mother, grandmother, so that you don't carry the burdens in you, and you can allow only the love pour in you and through you and out of you. And with that, I embrace you, I celebrate you, I thank you. Thank you so much for being an extraordinary, amazing mother on this planet. And what a great earth we have because you exist. And I love you dearly. Happy Mother's Day, and have a great rest of your week.